Hello everyone, my name is Dylan Hamilton. I am back here yet again with my Escape Simulator level. From the last time, I have made a bit more progress. Had a couple playtests on my level and have added a bit more to the overall experience. As you can see, I have now actually full on went ahead and set things off to like the side and put things in their respective place, as well as created a couple more or at least one more puzzle. I believe I was missing this one from the last one, and I'm excited to show it off because it took me quite a while to figure it out. I will be going quite a bit of detail into this one because this one took me about an hour or so to just figure out how to set this part up, and it's not immediately known how. I did do some research, but it came down to being something very meticulous. But I will get into that in a bit. For this part, I don't need that. But as you can see, I have um, done things such as I painted over certain stuff and even created my own notes on things to help solve the puzzles. I also added a couple more functions, such as like this table right here. This table, uh, these were something I tested out to help with the bug I was experiencing, but I don't believe I need those. But essentially, what happens is once you solve this specific puzzle, this table will come up. A hidden door would come up from within the table and give the player some additional items for the next puzzle. But uh, if I give it a little playtest, I'll talk a bit more. So both players will spawn in right here, right in front of the time machine. They'll see that they'll have some toast they can pick up. I still haven't fixed it yet. It's still a little buggy, but um, I wanted them to spawn right here. That way they can see the entirety of the level over here. And right dead center would be this tablet. Now there are a handful of these tablets placed around. If the player picks it up and inspects it, they'll see a number on the back. Looking around, they might find this tablet right here since it's just right next door. Um, I wanted to place this tablet right here and this other one placing it right here because I wanted to show that this tablet was important and it would be useful, or like some of these tablets are going to be of use for the player. And I wanted to place this tablet right here because I also wanted to show that not every tablet is useful for the player. But if they pick this one up, they'll see that there's a key right underneath with some jewels. The jewels are just there for decoration, but the key they can pick up and bring it over to this chest right here. And this chest will have a couple items. The coins are useless. They're more for set design purposes, but there'll be the chalice and the scroll. So, take this block here. Looking over at this little shelf we have here, we can see that there's going to be a chalice, and at the top, it's right next to the name, there's a little symbol that signifies when something is of use, which is either it's going to be a key or it's going to be a hint, or a lot of the times it's not going to have anything, meaning it's just there. So with the key in mind, players can grab that. Same thing right here. There's another stone tablet. If we pick that up and inspect that, we'll find another number with a symbol. Looking around a bit more, there will be this third tablet, which will be the third and final tablet that actually has a number on it. Yeah, has or another piece to the puzzle. It'll be a 7 and this symbol. Looking in, there's also going to be a red ball that will have a key symbol. That will be of use later. But in order to solve this next puzzle after we got the key and got the scroll, what the player must do is they inspect the scroll, they look around, and if they see these little symbols right here, they can see that there's an order to them. So we have the symbols that match up on the tablets. So we have this one, the little triangle one, and that half circle. So if they piece it together, they see that this symbol going order would be 7. This symbol was last, so the last one would be 6. And next up was 4, so it'll be 7, 4, 6. So if we input this, to the code, and the player will get a notification saying that they completed a puzzle, and they will have this table right here, or the trapdoor that I was mentioning earlier, with some items. So we then bring these items over here to the next puzzle, which will have a piece of paper that was drawn out by me. A little side tangent. There's not really much actual, what's it called, paper that you could use that fits the theme of this. That's like the only ones that there is would be these scrolls right here, and you can't really undo them as you can in the base game. One thing I would hope that the developers implement is to have some old paper that doesn't already have some scribbles on it. That way people can go through and still continue the theme of this room while being able to draw out their own notes. Because I ended up having to use these ones with the paper. But anyways, if we read through here, we can see that bees will be active from sunrise to sunset, where they will pollinate flowers in the middle of the day. And we can see flowers is capitalized and day is underlined. When all is done, their hive will remain dormant through the night. Basically, what this indicates is that you must solve the puzzle on the sheet based on what was being said on the piece of paper. So I can actually attach this to my screen. And since it says bees will be active from sunrise through sunset, meaning that they will be active essentially all day, I wanted to be a little bit tricky with this puzzle. Instead of it just being, sunrise and sunset, it says sunrise through sunset. So it's a play on words. So a chalice must go on this part as well as the actual sun symbol because it's going to be all day. There's then they'll pollinate flowers throughout the day, which we then correlate the day symbol with the flower. And finally, we have their hive will be dormant through the night, which we go through the moon symbol and put it right here. This will solve this puzzle, which gives us the golden ball right here, and another note. So, there you go. Now, if we read this, it'll basically it'll say their stings draw blood if you fail to steal their dirty gold treasure. Water will help wash away the punishment made. And this correlates to the color of these little spheres right here. So as we can see, from the underlined words, it goes blood, gold, and water. So blood is red, got red, gold, and we have water. And this will complete the next puzzle. Get rid of that. Grab the jar of honey. And another thing I changed was I added some more functionality to the time machine right here. So, if I take this, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. If I place the honey on the jar, we then see an animation that will bring out the button. We press the button, it'll take us to the very next stage of the level, which, reiterating, this is supposed to be a multi-stage kind of level. So there's going to be this one, which is the first one. This one will be the second, which it does look a bit funny, just how I set it up, but there is a good reason to that. and there's going to be another one that I will work on after this one's done. But I do want to bring this to anyone's attention who is watching this and they do want to create a level that has this kind of puzzle right here. This is a turnable kind of behavior. If you want to put it in here, you just simply put down one of these, and you change the behavior to turnable. In this case, the world axis was right and the screen axis was left. That allowed me to basically maneuver this. Like if I move my mouse left, it goes left. Move it right, it goes right. It allows me to do that instead of having to do inverted controls. However, the thing that was so confusing to me was how I had to set up the puzzle. Where if we set it up, we have to have this little lock system in place with the password 3, 6, and 4 going on. And we then tie these individual turnables to the numbers and basically set them like that. What is tricky at first is that you would think that these correlate with the actual numbers on the turnables. So like I would put 3, so the number's going to be 3. You have to turn this turnable to 3. Same thing with 6 and 4. You're going to do that and you're going to test it out and nothing's going to work and it's going to take a lot of time. This is because these don't actually correlate with the numbers themselves. These actually correlate with the rotation of the turnable itself, which is very confusing, and it's very at first it's going to be very hard to understand, and that it took me quite a while just to figure out this one because nothing online, or at least nothing that I found, told me anything about this. It was just something that came to me, or not came to me. I figured out while trying to mess with it. But yeah, essentially, if we put it right here, and we have it set to 1 right here, we then have to do in intervals of 3, so like a rotation of 3. So as we can see, the rotation have to be 1, 2, 3, and that would be the number that it is. Instead of it being actually like 7, how the first one's supposed to be, it goes in like the rotation of 3. Now it doesn't matter if, like, let's say I walk over and I turn it like this, of course it'll count. But I can also just turn it the other way and it'll count the same as long as it lands on that number. It's weird. It's all based on just that rotation aspect. And even each number changes it. So with this one, like since the number on the middle slot is 6, it will be a rotation of 6. So same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which brought me to 4, and I then just had to determine the numbers through that. So it's quite a long process. It took me a while to figure it out, and I'm hoping that me explaining it like this will help anyone that is viewing this, but that's just what I had to figure out. Outside of that, I have also started working on this area, which is the jail part. Now, I've noticed that the basic assets that the game provides does not include actual jail walls, which is strange because there's an actual jail level in the base game. So you would think that there would be jail walls that they provide. However, they don't. So I had to be more creative. Like, if I just search up jail, this will be the only thing. I search up bars. The only thing that would potentially show up would be barred windows, but at the same time, they don't really have like correlating windows for the Western theme, which all of this is supposed to take place in. It's very weird, and I essentially had to work with what I was given, which would, unless I wanted to try to import, which would take more time, but so I just ended up outstretching these doors, or the jail cell doors, which is the only thing that the game does provide for some reason. Another note to the developers of this game. Please add in more, such as like jail walls and all that. Especially since you're adding in these jail doors. But I still have a bit more to work on. I am currently needing 2 people to come in and play test it, so I can actually test out if the teleportation works for both players and not just one. But and what I plan on doing in this next one would be just finishing that out and then trying to start a new level once I get that done. One final detail I do want to talk about is these little fire things. I did want to add in as like a little touch. So once you did get the final puzzle open and you access the jar of honey, it brings out the flames, and it is a whole new flare effect that I wanted to add. I thought it was pretty cool. But as of right now, that is what I have so far. And till the next update, thank you for watching.